Social 9, how you doing? Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're staying safe. So staying healthy. Wash your hands. We're going to keep plugging away today with finishing off some Chapter 8 stuff. You'll notice through these notes that there's lots of like little assignments and readings and stuff. Honestly, I wouldn't really worry about it unless I put it on the Google Classroom. So like some discussion questions or an assignment. If you see it in the notes as we're going through here, don't worry about it. I'll put it up there if I want you to do it. I have noticed that there's not as much traffic on the Google Classroom as I know I would like, and I know a lot of teachers are saying the same thing. So we're not giving you a lot, but if you just get up, get her done, you'll be just fine. And again, if you have any questions as you're moving along, please just pop some in the Google Classroom, send me an email. I know a couple you have already. That's awesome. Happy to help. Do what I can, and let's stay on top of things. Okay, so let's continue talking about Chapter 8 today. So yesterday we talked about death and taxes. Today we're going to talk about political views on social programs. Everything comes back to the idea of social programs. So how do us in the U.S. differ on our views of social programs? How do taxes pay for those social programs? And now we're going to talk about within those countries, within Canada and the U.S., how do different political parties view social programs? So political parties, I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about them. You know what they are. Here in Alberta, we have the UCP. In our federal government, we have the Liberals in charge. Down in the States, it's Trump and the Republicans. Sorry, had a brain contusion there. Couldn't remember their name. But essentially, like not anybody can do it. You have to somehow be a part of a political party. It's got to be affiliated. You can't just make one up. There are steps to go through, right? And if you're a member of that political party, you have to do something known as towing the line. Your views have to reflect the views of the party that you are representing. So when you are elected in, you're not just representing the people that voted for you. You're representing the party, right? Like if I vote for you, I'm not only just voting for you, but I'm voting for your party. So if you change parties halfway through, people that voted for you aren't going to be happy. Each party has something called political platforms, essentially is what they stand for. So what do they believe is of great concern? What do they intend to do with issues? And then, what do they intend to do with the social programs that we already have? Do they like them? Are they do not like them? Are they going to move them? Lots of things. Now, you guys have talked about continuums, I'm assuming. So there's something called an economic continuum, right? So where on a continuum do political parties go depending on what they believe with their values and their policies, right? So if we talk about economics, where on the continuum would the Liberals versus the UCP be? Where would the Democrats versus the Republicans be on that continuum? Essentially, what do they value?
She is on Park 1. That's Mrs. Rushton is phoning back on Park 1.
There's I'm just trying to make a video here, Mr. Shikoski. It's no big deal, all right? Just yell whenever you feel like it. Anyway, moving on. Don't worry about that. Talk about that. So on that continuum, which there'll be an assignment on the classroom for you, just a quick little thing. There's left-wing and right-wing parties. So if you're a left-wing party, you believe in more government involvement, more ownership in the economy. You believe in increased taxes, increased government spending, and restrictions on big business in the economy. If you're right-wing, you believe in less government involvement, less ownership, less taxes, less restriction. And if you're center, you believe in primary private ownership, but the government does have its fingers in interventions and ownership of key industries. It's a little bit of taxation, but not too much, just for a stable base of government and social programming, because we want to have restrictions and incentives for businesses. We want to balance that out. Now, there are 5 major political parties here in Canada: the Bloc Québécois, the Conservative Party, the Green Party, the Liberal Party, the New Democratic Party. Don't worry about reading through each of them in the textbook. Have a look at them, understand kind of where they fit on the continuum, which we're going to talk about here in a bit. Okay? Again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Our left-wing parties, we would consider the Green, the Bloc, and the NDP. And then our right-wing party, we would consider the Conservatives. Our center party would be the Liberal Party, right? So now if we take all those parties and we put them on this economic continuum, this is kind of where they sit. Notice that the Greens, the NDPs, and the Bloc are a little bit more left. Our Liberal Party is in the center, and the Conservatives are to the right. Now, if we're talking about American political parties, there's Mrs. Labe just popping her head in there. In America, they have a different setup for their political parties. Here in Canada, we have multiple political parties. In the United States, they have two. They have Democrats and Republicans. And again, you can look at each party on page 290 of the textbook, but again, I wouldn't worry too much about it. The Republican Party is what we consider a right-wing party. That's Trump. That's currently who's in power down there. Private enterprise, limited government, cut spending, low taxes, strong traditionalist values, right? And then you've got your Democratic Party. This is what Barack Obama was in charge. He was a Democrat. More government spending, more social programs, more liberal, more open to change. Now, what you'll notice if you look at the continuum there on the bottom is that both the Democrats and the Republicans are both further right than a lot of Canadian parties. Canadians, just in general, we are a more further left country than the Americans. Now, what you'll see is on the Google Classroom, there is this worksheet, the Personal Political Philosophy. Just kind of have a read, have a look, see what you kind of think where each party would go. If these were Canadian parties, what party do you think they would be? And then don't worry about that last sheet there on the bottom. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. And away we go. Okay, so that's that. Again, I'm really trying to fly through this stuff for you guys. I'm going way faster than I would if you were in class. If you have any questions, please drop me a line. Happy to help. I didn't get a whole lot of response on having a Google Meet on Friday, so we ain't going to do that. But please try and stay on top of things. There's more stuff coming. Right now there's a Chapter 8 book. There's the social... Oh my goodness, I'm having a brain confusion. I am sorry. There's a social programs worksheet I gave you. There's also, I put up a question just for discussion about why there's PST in the rest of the country but not in Alberta. So try and put your thoughts on that. Why do you think that is? And then today I'm going to put out the Personal Political Philosophy worksheet. Again, shouldn't take you more than 5-10 minutes, okay? Stay on top of things. Stay safe.